Hello, 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 hello. How is everybody here? How's it going there, Anton? How's it going there, Simon? So let's go ahead. Update just came out, so let's go ahead and we shall read that. Let's go ahead and why is this? Let's see. That is trying to see what's going on here. Why I can't get this to come up as a Chrome cap. All right, we'll just run it as it is. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm just going to stop the music here. We'll quickly record this so I can make the video later as well. Upcoming fixing it. Hold on, let me start over again here. Welcome to the weekly update video. This is upcoming fixes, improvements, and features for February 7th, 2024, and the first screenshot is by. All right, let's go ahead and see who this first screenshot is by. Again, screenshots are from the Discord, vehicle showcase in the Discord. So let's see if we can find that. What was it? It was a Black Hawk looking helicopter. Let us see. There it is. Looks like that's it right there. Yep. Archer Dude 11. Alright, so that's by Archer Dude 11. Dear Stormworkers, last week released the fishing rod major update. We have enjoyed seeing all the adventures the players have been going on, ways players have been fishing, and the huge trend of players taking screenshots of themselves holding fish. And the next screenshot is by. Alright, let's see. Where is that one? Nope, that's not it. This one right here. Depreciated Campa. Alright, that's from Campa. We've also enjoyed reading your feedback and even watching the feedback videos that several YouTubers have made with the communities. A lot of this stuff has been noted down and we can discuss it more in upcoming Q&A sessions. We are very busy and not sure when this will be out, but hopefully we can set a date in the next few weeks. Yesterday we released hotfix version 1.10.2 with several important fixes. Please see the previous Steam post for patch notes. And the next screenshot is by... Alright, that is by JD, I believe. Let's see, I saw that one earlier. There it is, right there. JDH 2504, the truck guy. Next week on Wednesday is update week, and we have a slightly larger fix and improvements update, which also includes one new component. Very nice, I'm looking forward to that. Be sure to join us then. Much love, stormworks developers. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. All right, good. So that is done. So good. Let's go over real quick together in the live here. So I was just recording that for later. So it looks pretty good here. Fishing rod was good. If you did not see, I put out an update video yesterday for the hot fixes. Some good ones in there. It was a hot fix. Let's go over that hot fix real quick too. Let's see. Let me bring up just Steam here. So this was the hot fix from yesterday. If we look at this, the flow issues at default fuel stores, that should fix being able to put fuel into the sell points and taking it out for all the places. I went onto the map and looked. It doesn't appear that anything physically changed. So I think they changed it in the code so that it probably deletes the pressure in their storage tanks. Just some other things, like, for example, some people are complaining that they're being sent, flying and killed. Especially, I think it was in multiplayer by dropping fish. I think what was happening was they were dropping the fish within their collision. If there's any desync, you have two collisions in the same spot, and it will, the game will freak out if you have two things in one spot and things go flying. So they disabled the fish collisions with the player. Fixed a bunch of other stuff here. I put a couple on Reddit of what those were. But pretty good fixes there in that. Alright, so we'll go ahead and take a look at what I'm working on here. So just working on improving the pumping and refining station here. So continue with that. I've been working on that this morning. So put in some cool stuff. I'm going to end up adding to the tutorial series for oil drilling and adding what I've done here. So this now has a PID-controlled pump. And when it reaches about 17.6, it will stop pumping. That way it leaves enough headspace that this can then, we can fill the entire volume of this back in. Not that that's what I'm doing currently, but it has headspace. And so I might change that up, testing some things. So right now what I have it doing is it will automatically shut off the fraction volume at like 1300. And let me check the valves. All right, so this valve is closed. This is the feed valve from the oil tank. And then this is a recirculating valve. I have a bad number in here I have to fix. So let me see. So let's see. That is 13.3. All right, so we're looking at, let's see. Trying to see what we want to do here. I'm trying to get these volumes. So it's, let me see, it's 1339.84. 1339.84. So what I'm trying to do is set up a more automated system here that it will, what's happening here is if this fills up, this does not have a recirculation loop. I just put one in, but it didn't have a recirculation loop before. Again, I'm continuing in the tutorial series to improve upon this. And so one of the things was this preheats and sends it in there, but if you fill this up, there's no way to reheat it. And so there's a couple options. One, you could send all the oil back and then cycle it through again. Or what you could do is you can recirculate it. So once it gets to a certain volume, it stops feeding new oil in, and it will recirculate what is in there, and then it will add it as necessary. So I'm trying to get these numbers right. So it should have recirc on now. So let's see. Let's do 1300 recirc, 13.5 for feed. All right, 1300 recirc, 1300 recirc, 1350 for that. All right. So I'll end up doing this tutorial. You guys can see in that. Let me fix some of the sounds. The sound of the electric furnace, I've had about enough of listening to it all morning, so let's go ahead. So this is now PID controlled, so this will go as fast as it needs to go, and then you'll hear it start slowing down as the oil tank. And so as this is on and using oil, or converting the oil, you notice the pump will go very slow. It's only going to turn as fast as it needs to. Not that we're paying for this electricity, but it will slow down and just be a little bit more better RP. That IRL, of course, you would you wouldn't be burning as much electricity as humanly possible. Let's get the music back on. But yeah, so just gonna quickly try to work on this, and that way I have everything tested so that I can go ahead and do the tutorial video. So just letting it fill up now. So what this is gonna allow it to do is this does the normal preheating cycle. It goes in here, it heats it, and it puts it in the fraction tower. But the issue is if we do not separate off the jet and diesel, eventually it's going to fill up because nothing's going out. So then the only way to heat it is this sending in hot oil. Well, once this is full, it can't send in any more hot oil. This is going to cool down. And so what that will do is activate the recirculation loop where this valve opens, and now the oil will come out of here and it'll go back and it will circulate to maintain temperature. This valve will close, and that will prevent any new cold oil from coming in and filling it up. Because what will happen is, if this gets filled 100%, it will pressurize the liquid to 60 atmospheres. Once it's pressurized to 60 atmospheres, there's no way you're getting anything else in there. And you're pretty much at the max pressure for all the pumps. So it pretty much does not want anything to go through the pumps, because it says, hey, you're over 60 atmospheres, you can't come through the pump. So this system is there to prevent that, and I'm trying to have as much automation as possible here. So you should be able to turn this on, turn the jet and diesel pumps on, and go ahead and also have this automatically control the pump. And so again, you'll just start this up, and then you can go do whatever missions and everything, and this will kind of automatically operate on its own. So I'm not going to turn on the jet pump and diesel pump. We're going to go ahead and we will leave that. Might change the logic on this a little bit, that it will go into a recirculation loop if it... So you can see the pump slowing down. It's all PID controlled now. So it goes as fast as it needs to maintain it. So you can tell this is the rate at which it's taking oil in, that's how fast it would need to pump to keep the oil coming in here. And that gives us a little bit of headspace in here so that if we did need backflow, which I don't have any backflow, but I left the option there, so I can just change the number so that will fill up higher if I need to. All right, so we're just gonna let this fill. This is my fraction volume right there. So we have 400, 500 liters. This will hold 1,400 liters total. And so we're about a third of the way full there. So once it gets to 1,300, it's going to start recirculating. And if it hits 13.5, it will stop feeding. So this will automatically sit here and it will maintain the temp. So if, say, for example, I left and I didn't turn on jet diesel, it will automatically go into a recirculation cycle. It will come out of the recirculation cycle. So kind of automated there. Eventually, I'd like to put like a little command bunker in here, a little operations hut. But for now, just kind of keeping it simple. You know, especially for doing tutorials, I don't want to do too much decorating and stuff. This makes it just easier. That's why the microcontrollers are out. This is what I'm using for the tutorial. All right, so it's pretty cool too. You'll notice that, you know, you'll notice when it starts to split it. So once we hit 300, it's going to start, the oil is going to go down, and then it's going to do a split of diesel jet. Kind of neat. All right, so you notice it's splitting out now. So we're not going to turn on the pumps. I don't want this to pump. Normally it would be pumping, and it would work fine. What I'm trying to do is kill any of the potential issues where it will slow down and stop. Or where, you know, before what would happen is if you screwed up, it would make it so that, or if these tanks filled, this would stay full and then it would not be able to take any new hot oil and it would essentially just clog the system up. So this will prevent all that. You know, automatically stop the feed, so this never fills up 100%, because what will happen is you'll notice this is only at 1.3 atmospheres. Once this nears being full, the liquid will actually start to pressurize up to 60, and then it's game over. You have to send the oil back to the sump, back to this tank. So we'll put one on there where it will run up here and it will go out to this tank here. So kind of as a pressure relief system. But coming up here on 900 again at 1300, it should automatically go in a recirculation loop, because what's going to happen here is eventually, you know, like I said, it's not heating in here. It's just adding new hot oil. It's like if you took hot water out of the tap and poured it into a pot on the stove. The water in the pot on the stove is only ever going to go down in temperature because you don't have the stove on. So what this does is it recirculates it, so it's like turning the stove on. All right. So now, you know, theoretically, right now we could be you know, we could be sending this diesel and jet fuel over to the tanks, but we're gonna wait for this to completely fill up. Working on engine for the past few weeks for one of my cars. I'm gonna have horsepower. Oh, interesting. Yep, that's neat. All right, so waiting for 1300. At 1300, this valve will open, and so what's gonna happen is that will give access to the fraction tower, to the pump. So this valve will open, and now this pump will draw it back in and circulate it. Once we hit 1350, I shouldn't have done 1350. Now 1350, we'll see. 1350 should work. Once we hit 1350, the new oil valve will shut off, and that prevents this from filling 100%. So we're coming up on 12, and then I'll go check the valve, make sure the valve kicks over at 13. But you can see out of the corner of my eye here, the pump, that's how fast we're bringing oil in. As you can see, it's pumping very slowly now. That's as much oil as we need to keep this to where I set it. So. All right, so we're coming up on 1300 here. So at 1300, we should get a recirc. I want to actually watch what this does with the temperature control. So I'm trying to keep an eye here. I'm trying to decide if I should watch the valve or not. I'll watch the valve really quickly if this opens up. There we go. Okay, so that opened up. Let's watch the temp. Temp's dropping off. I'm curious why it's doing that. So it should be in a... Oh, you know why? It's still taking in volume. So wait till the fraction goes to 1350. That should shut off this. So let's watch that go off. There it goes. So that shut off. So no more cold oil. So we should start reheating here. Yep, and there we go. So we're reheating now. So that allowed us to send a bunch of the warm oil that was helping keep warm away. And then, you know, the cold oil was coming in and further cooling it down. Now with being in the recirculation loop, this should reach temp and maintain temp. So we'll keep an eye on it. We're going to let it get back up to temp. Okay, there's 3. It's going to recover the fraction, so it's going to start eating off that oil. And so you can see we're at 1350, so we're not getting any new oil from here, and that's keeping the pressure down in there. So you notice the pressure is only at 1.8 atmosphere. If I let that oil sump continue to pump in, it would eventually overpressure us. So you notice now we're up to 311, and so now we're good. So this system's automated, so now let's turn on diesel and jet, and that will go away. As soon as we dip below 310, it will automatically shut off the diesel and jet pumps, and that will help recover temp. So it's going to drop because it went back into a, you know what it did? It fed new oil, so. Might have to rethink some of this here. Let's see if it recovers. The problem is it's going to spit in new cold oil, so I have to kind of account for that. One thing I could probably do is see what the flow rates are, and it will only spit in as much oil as it can. Oh, shit. I know it. No, that's a one-way valve. It shouldn't be spitting cold oil in here. Let me see if it's actually going in here the wrong way. No. Okay. Because these are one-way, so it should only be going one direction, so that's fine. Trying to refine this so we don't get any shocks at all, but... see, it's going to get a big temp shock right there as the new spit of oil comes in. And then we have to recover, so. What I might do is, if I can get a flow rate off of how much is going out of the diesel and jet, I'll have it feed in exactly the same amount. So. All right, good testing there. Let's go ahead and we'll leave this running. This is running fine. Let's save. Let's go ahead. Actually, I'm in my custom game, so let's just go ahead and shut this down. All right, so that's all my testing anyway. Let's go ahead and grab this. I'll save this. Let's save this. Pump. Rig, and what's today's date? 2/7. All right. So I'll keep working on this, trying to perfect it, and then I can do the next episode of the tutorial. All right, so let's see. Any other commentary now? All right, good. So I'll show you what I worked on with this map. This is a new custom game here, so I gotta... Did I not add... Let me see, there it is. I keep hitting the wrong friggin' button. Ugh. All right. There it is, custom menu. I gotta do it less quick. Reveal the map. Let's go ahead and save this. All right, let's move now. All right, I'll show you what I worked on with the new fishing boat. Let's actually go to the beginner base, as it has to be fit in the beginner base. We got a dog there falling in with us. Just reduce the music a little bit here. All right. So let's bring in the fishing boat. Did a little work on it last night. So added wood decking on there. So that's all in place. So I like that. That came out nicely. Did I do much else in here? Not really. Could start using some systems in here. So let's put in, I'm trying to decide, do man overboard. Let's see. What do I want to put in next for systems here? Let's see. I put in an anchor. So I have an anchor there. I might put the anchor system in. Let's do that from Vijot. All right. Let's find the anchor systems here. Right here. Where are you connected to there, guy? Right here is anchor. Okay, good. All right, let's work on this anchor. All right, so this is going to be the magall. Is going to be right here, is on off. So you do that to the winch, and then you take the on off and click it to the magall. The electricity goes like that, and then this needs to be plugged in. At some point, I'll do electrical systems. I'm just not ready to do it yet. This will be winch up. This will be winch down. And what are you? You are connected. It's going to tell us if it's connected. And then, let's see, we need the panel, which I didn't grab for some reason. Okay, let's go ahead and save this. Not know why I didn't grab that from Vijot at the time. All right, let's see. I think this is it. I think it's that one. Yep, there's the anchor panel. So I was thinking of doing radar, but oh, it's a pain in the ass to do a radar. It really is. So because of its pain in the ass nature, I have not even bothered tackling a radar yet. It's a ton of Lua. All right. Let's actually keep that the color it was. All right, so that's the anchor panel. That's going to go up here. That's going to go back to there. Electricity goes in here. All right, good. So that's in. Let's go ahead and test the anchor real quick. Make sure game volume's up a little bit. The electric furnace was being loud. So you can hear that click noise. That's the anchor. Adheres to the bow. That's kind of a desired feature there, so it keeps it from flapping around. And then when we want to go down, it will auto detach. Anchor's going down. So stability system is all tuned in. That's all in. Works really, really well. How's it going there, Tanub? Good to see you. All right, so it will not adhere until I shut off the winch. So let the winch run all the way out. So let's just adhere it, seeing we know it hit the bottom. All right. There we go. All right, so we're adhered to the bottom. Normally, we just leave it, and as we get pushed around, eventually it would drag it taut, and it would grab. But that's all anchored up there. This boat handles 100% wind really well. Now it's anchored, so it barely moves with 100% wind anyway. So let's let all the anchor out, and then let it we'll adhere it properly. Yeah, with the stability system in place, it really doesn't move at all with the wind. Do need to put reversal, I think. Maybe I put reverse. I think I did put reverse already on the stability system. I took it from something else. So. See, we are moving a little bit. You can see the we're off the anchor now. Alright, so now that when that pole's taut, that will adhere to the bottom once it gets the slack out of there. So you see it's pulling on now. Once it gets the slack out of there, it will adhere to the anchor. So kind of like setting the anchor IRL. But that, okay, good, we're set. So anchor's set, that all works. What else we need in here? Man overboard, switch, we need. Let's put that in. So what that does is if I fall overboard, it automatically zeroes out the engines. That way, I don't lose the boat. So let's go, let's see, where are we at here? Let's try, get rid of this. Trying to put microcontrollers anywhere where stuff is heavy, so up high, ideally, so. I think that's going to be in the way of the stairs, so that's got to be here, maybe. Okay. Alright, so anchor's in. Man overboard, let's see. We want to do these two, maybe. We'll grab a player sensor. We'll do one inside, one outside, like so. Alright, and so this one here will be set on spherical. And we'll make it max, so it'll be 10 meters. Detect all. We'll do a detect players. I don't care about, yeah, because I don't want, if I fall overboard, I don't want the NPCs, you know, to keep it going. So detect players. And this will be, it could be hemisphere. We'll just crank it. That will be detect players. Okay, good. And then let me see where we at here. Where are my engine microcontrollers? These two here. So let's see what we have for space on these. Let's see, what do we have? Engine. I could add it to helm. That goes panel out, and that helm puts out the helm, right? What's that? Okay. So I think I'll do it through helm. Okay. Alright, so we'll go ahead and we'll stick this up here. So I'll do it from scratch. It's pretty quick anyway, and then you guys can see it who have not. This is man overboard system. Alright, so we have 2 player sensors, and then that needs to be sent out. Okay. So that will be in cabin. Outside. Two engines. And this will be, oh, piss off, I don't need another one. So we do a composite input, this will be helm. Alright. Alright, so let's grab this real quick. Alright, so we're gonna do, let's see, helm should be up to what? Let's see. I'm going to add it to the helm. So let's see. Helm goes up to, should be 6, and then we start again at 31, 32. So let's just start on, we'll do 29, 30. So let's go ahead and we'll write on off. Be 29. There'll be 2 channels, so 29 and 30. I'll write on that. This will feed into here, so the helm passes through, and that will go out to the engines there. All right, so 29 and 30. Then what we'll do is we'll feed the helm. What else is helm going to? Helm goes to steering stability controller. That's fine. That can go there. This is going to go to helm, and then this is going to go to helm and helm there. This is going to go to cabin and outside. Do these need electricity? They do not. Okay, good. All right, so that should be good. And then we want to come in the engine controllers here. And so right here for 31, that zeroes out this engine. So what we want to do is we'll go ahead, and it's going to be, let's see, do we do it there? Yeah, why? Let's do this. I just need 1. So let's go ahead and make that 1. And then we'll put it in the logic in here. We'll do the OR here. So if either player sensor detects us, it's going to allow the engines to run. So just do a bool. So it'll be, what's that? What do you got? XW? Nope. Just meant to fix that. So there we go. It'd be YW. So if it's not Y or W, so if we're not detected, it will zero out the engines. So that if we're not on board, it cannot run. So that way, if we fall overboard, it will just zero the thrust. The engines will still keep running, but it will just zero the thrust. So if we fall off, it doesn't cause us problems. I think that I coded it. So let's code it to 30. Okay. And we'll go in here. What's happened to my music? Why is my music just super quiet? Okay. So that's good. So let's go here. So this should now be 30. You know, let's see. Let's add this. Okay. Let's add that there. That way I don't have to add that. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, we'll add this node here. So let's see. Is it 31? 31. It's got to be 31. Yep. So when I press the space bar, it zeroes out my my thrust. So we'll add that there. Or X. Okay. That will fix that. So that I just need, and what am I coding this off on? Let's just code it out to 31. Okay. Changing my mind just so that I don't have to, you know, add stuff over here. So this will just stay as 31. That way I don't have to even fix the other one. So if we're not detected, if the player's not on board, or we press the space bar, it will zero out our thrust. So we'll idle the engines, it'll automatically unclutch them, and the boat will stop. And this should be all set as well. Yep, okay, good. So let's go test that out. Just a good safety precaution. Frickin' wind. Wind's off. It's not completely settled yet. We'll come up on the right screw to try to get away from this wall. See, you can. That's why, like, differential thrust, like, if I pushed both, it would have crammed me into the wall there, but by just doing my right screw, my starboard screw, pushed me away from the wall. Alright, so if I press the space bar, it will zero the thrust. Let's thrust up again. Alright. And then if we'll check the player sensor here. So player sensor, as you can see, it detects me. If I come out here, this one's detecting me because it's spherical. If it was hemispherical, it would not detect me because it's above me. Now if I fall off, it should it should zero the thrust. And you can hear it just zeroed the thrust. So now the boat will stop because I felt like I'm off. Alright, and now I'm back on, so I can continue. So. How's it going there, Lieber? Oh, really? Yeah, probably need a better PC to run it and higher. How's it going, Amanda? No, it's not. Nope. Just hanging out in the building right now. Alright, so stability's really good. I played with the rudder, so it has the same steering stability system essentially that the cars have. The faster you go, the less rudder you get. Same thing would happen IRL is the hydrodynamic forces. You're trying to push a lot of water out of the way, so you know, it's kind of like, you know, yanking the steering wheel on the highway. You know, it's resistive to that, where when you're going slow, you want full steering. When you're going fast, you want limited steering. Same thing in the boat. So, you know, you see some people's boats, they like do a big jackknife turn going high speeds. So steering stability system works well for that. Last episode, if you remember, and I was having problems maneuvering around the dock, and that was because I had the system too constricted, so I couldn't move my rudders enough. But good, so we have man overboard now, so that all works. The anchor works. All right, good. So some of the necessary systems. We're going to go ahead and put in the Lewis speed depth panel probably from... It's on a bunch of stuff, but I'll grab that and stick that on. That's a Lewis panel I made. So we'll just get close enough so we can get off this. So the other thing too is when I get off the helm, you'll notice the bow picks up, and that's because currently the stability system is tied into the helm. That's going to be changed, so it will be based off of the ignition. All right, so that's in. That's good. All right, let's go ahead and hide this micro. What's that? Four banger? Four banger. So let's get in here and find that. All right, right there. So one of the reasons I'm using these is, actually I don't think this changes the weight much. Here, let's undo that. Let's undo all that and see what our weight is. So 18, 16. You know, of course, getting rid of something is going to be, but I think they weigh the same. Actually, I think it was a little bit less. But these don't take up as much space, so we'll actually get some more air buoyancy or air ballast inside there by changing some of these out with micros. That's why I'm doing it. So, you know, I want to get rid of some of that up high. All right, good. All right, good. So that is in the man overboard switch. Let's see. Let's go ahead and save this. And then this one here has the panel I want. I think it's this one. What are you? You are going to... You are the speed heading panel. Okay, that's correct. What is this other one here? What are you? You are the bearing panel. Okay, so we're going to grab that. We're going to grab... What are you? Speed heading. Okay, let's see. Grab you. probably might. I don't know if I'm gonna put a. I might put a simple autopilot on here, just it makes it easier. So if I need to go do something else, I can do it. You know, at least a heading hold. All right, what else is in here? Let's see. This is what? That's going to... Okay, that's bearing panel there. Where is my bearing readout? Is that not the one with video on it? No, that is video. Okay, that's video right there. Let's see. You're going just to bearing, and then this is going to the heading hold. See if this has bearing in it. Keypad right there, bearing right here. This should be bearing, I think. Yep, bearing panel. Okay, so this is all the autopilot here. We'll grab this. What are you? You are blank. You are ceiling floor. Okay, what are you? Engines. Okay, so this is autopilot stuff here. We'll take that. What is this in the deck? That's been kind of fuel tanks. Okay. And then we need to take out the heading hold. All this stuff. If you cut them, they keep their connections. So that's why I just cut them. Instead of... what I might do is make this a module. So let's do that. That way, when I want to build another boat, I can just quickly grab the module and make it all work. Let's see what else we have for tails here. Key button. Okay. Heading hold is going to the key. Why is that? Okay, interesting. Distance sensor. Okay, let's grab the distance sensor off of here. That's what I use for depth, is the distance sensor to tell me depth under keel. What else has got tails on here? So those just are turning on lights. What are you going to? The rudders. Okay, that's rudder control. All right, I think we're good to take this. Famous last words. Watch me miss a bunch of crap. Okay. Make sure I posted something on the Discord. Okay, good, I did. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm just gonna do a quick color swap here. There we go. Small boat. Speed. Bearing. AP. Okay. Grab that. Gotta find a place for the distance sensor here. You're right. Let's turn symmetry. You're right. There. Right. That can go in. That should need electricity. Does. Alright, let's see what else we want to do here. These two will get tied into this for now. Alright. And then we need speed, heading, and bearing. See if I like that. I didn't mean to do the window. Alright, darken that up a little bit. I don't know. I don't think so. I think we'll just do the header there. Yeah, let's do the top header there. Okay. So those are going to get electrified in. And then we want, let's see. Compass ball. Let's go Vidya. Bearing goes there. All right, let's see. Rudders. Currently, where are my rudders going here? So it's going... there's going to be helm right there. See if I have I might have the steering stability system in this already. Let me check. Don't want that to be redundant. I do, okay. Okay, so I have the steering stability system in there already. What is all this? There's all the heading hold. Okay, so we'll change that up. So helm goes there, and then rudders now go out here. So that's going to come off of this panel here. Alright, so we can just leave that. That's not going to hurt anything being in there. Just undo that. Okay, that's not needed anymore for the rudders. Alright, good. I'll just dump it here and we'll get rid of that. I have a copy of it if I need it. Alright, that's good. So now the rudders are controlled from the autopilot panel, which makes sense. Key, let's put a key in here. This will go up here, so that will turn that system on, and then I want this to be, let me see, the stability controller right now is turned on by the helm. I don't want that turned on by the helm anymore. Why is this bow fin out? Just for the helm here. Okay, so this can lose its helm connection as well. Helm connection can go. I'll redo a bunch of this here. Going to need this many anyway, so let's not do that. That will, I'll have to redo some connections if I do that. So where's helm? Helm will now be key. All right. So the key will go directly to the PIDs. Okay. And that's my PID tuner there. All right. So this will get plugged in with the key, so the key will turn on the stability system. So that problem is, as the boat's rocking, it will constantly be moving. Shiza. One of them needs to always be on. The weight needs to always be on, or else it causes problems. So the weight always needs to be on. Okay, good. I left that on. Okay. Weight's always on because it will slide to one side and tip the boat over. So the weight always needs to be on. This will then go to all the backlights that we need. And then the key needs to go to the engines, so. See what where I can add this battery, reverse, panel out. Yeah, I need the panel out. Engine helm. RPS, air manifold, coolant pump. Coolant pump can go, I believe. Yeah, coolant pump can go. Because coolant pump is, it's done with an impeller now. So coolant pump can completely go, so that's good. All right, coolant pump is a goner. Coolant pump is going to be an on-off input. That's going to be key. There we go. And instead of 6 on the helm, it will be the key. So anywhere this goes, that will now be the key. Very nice. Okay, good. So that's now keyed, and then I want to read that out. So panel out. Could run helm. Let's do this. Trying to consolidate these panels a little bit. So what we'll do is let's write. And so this is channel what? I'm writing that 31. So let's run 30. Where's my write? Write on off channel 30. So I'm going to write, what do I'm going to write here? The key. So the key is getting written on 30. Let's move this so that's out of the way. All right, so the key is getting written on channel 30, and then the helm is going to pass through on panel out. And then I can add things to panel out. So then panel out is going to go to right there. Let's see. Change coolant on this panel. Don't need coolant anymore. That's panel out, so I need helm. That can go in on helm. All right, so coolant we can lose anyway. Just making space in these panels. All right, so now helm will actually... So panel... Where the hell is panel in? It's going to be helm. Okay, that's going to be helm. That's fine. That goes in, and then panel out will read out on this. We'll read out. We'll continue it out like that. All right, good. So just kind of daisy chaining this. So this will go from panel out, and that will go to helm. That allows this panel to move information through, and then this will go to the panels. Let's read some chat. How's it going, Rasmus? Well, all I'm saying, Tandem, is my computer runs it fine, so gotta be something there. How do I unlock a lockable button? You need to send it a signal, so you could send it from another button. So if you could go from key here. Let me grab one real quick. So here's a lockable button. If you took a key, for example, or a toggle or a push button, and then you go here, it says it right on there. See, unlock right there, unlock. So you go from here to unlock, and then it would do it. All right. They did, Citrus. Very nice. Instead of saying it needs to fit within XXX base. Yeah, that's why I had to finally do it. People trying to cheat again and get around the rules. There's a reason why it's in the beginner base, is because I want it size limited, and then people are trying to build it however big they want. It's like, no, dude, it's beginner base. It has to fit within there. So I have to be very lawyerly with this, which is just frustrating, but pretty used to it at this point. Every challenge devolves into this lawyerly business of me having to do that, so it's kind of frustrating, but I have to do what I have to do. So. Yep, I agree. Hello there, David. What's going on? So currently just working on the boat here. Added anchor, added a man overboard switch, adding autopilot, navigation, a bunch of stuff. So starting to put some panels in there, so kind of getting after it. Let's make sure everything runs. Actually, I have to fix this one here. What did I code that as? 30? 30. Okay, so right here, 30 is going to be the new key button. So that's going to go helm to there. That goes like that. This goes za, and za. See you later. And that goes like that. Okay, good. All right, so let's go ahead and try to start this. That needs electricity. Try to get it to start everything up too. Okay, so that's getting electricity there. Let's see, we have monitors. Okay, good. I didn't hear the engine start, did I? So this is my speed in knots, my heading in degrees, my depth under keel in feet. That's going to be my bearing panel. We have a backup compass here, anchor. Man overboard switches in so that if we are either in the cabin or outside, the boat will operate. If not, it will automatically zero the thrust if we fall over. Why my engines do not start? Let me make sure. They're very quiet sometimes, but I don't think they're on. All right, so somewhere where I coded them. Let's see, where did they get coded in? Did they get coded in on helm? Let me see where it went. Okay, I never plugged it in. That would do it. Okay. I didn't plug it in. So it's going below the water just because I have it pushed all the way down. So there we go. All right, good. So the other thing too that was fixing was the stability system. What's up with my right screw? That engine not start? All right, let's look. So the key is coming in here. All right, the key's being read out on channel 30. And then that's why helm didn't get passed through. Okay. Helm didn't get passed through. That will do it. So if you get good at passing through, it really reduces the amount of microcontroller spaces you need because you can send information from one panel to the next to the next. There we go. Yeah, so both engines were starting. It was passing through the key, but it wasn't passing through the helm info, so I wasn't able to throttle it up. This is actually the first time we'll see how fast we go again. It's been a while. So that needs to be plugged into the physics sensor. That's not plugged in the physics sensor. So that would be why that's not working. Alright, good. Let's go ahead and plug that in. Let's see, compost heat. Physics monitor touch for the bearing panel. Okay. Physiox sensor right there. What are you? You are speed heading. I need the Physiox sensor right there. Okay, good. That should get going there. Let's test it out. Oh, keep like trying not to fall in the back for some reason, and I think it's I don't want to get impaled on that. My brain telling me don't walk into something. Like, see where our heading's showing now, 044. Alright, so good. Doing 17 knots, that's about where I want to be. This isn't a screamer, it's a fishing boat. It's its job to be a fishing boat. You know, it's not like you know, a wealthy person's fishing boat. It's a proper fishing boat. So I don't like the numbers on the steering stability system. I wish I had cut them off, but I'll fix it. I can tell that the rudder is too sensitive. It's starting to jag a little bit, so I need to play with the numbers. I had them fixed, and I changed it to the other system. All right, so let's play with some stuff. Fortunately, it's back here. Heading is going to be, let's see. What's our current heading? 11. So let's go 270. Small keypad, 270, 270. And then, I don't know if I have an autopilot, I don't have an autopilot activation switch, so I gotta look at that. We'll fix that in a second. Alright, good. Alright, let's fix some of the stuff. I usually just do 2 turbines for torque. I don't know if it's changed, but I found diminishing returns after 2. DPI in the mouse. Why are you so high? I know I played Tarkov this morning, but you're supposed to reset yourself when you're off Tarkov. Right, you plugged in, you're plugged in, you're plugged in. These have electricity. Okay, that's fine. Let's see, what are these hooked up to? Oh, I just want to check something real quick. I've been kind of wanting to make the side antennas shorter, so let's do that. Let's see, what color is this? Where are my mediums? Mediums. I think that looks better. Mostly just for looks. It does function, but it's mostly just for looks. Let's go. Where do we want to go with you? Right there's fine. Alright, let's see. We need to plug the controller back in for the fish vac. And that's going to be the frequency to transmit. And then that should be transmit. Where is the transmit mode button? The hell did that go? Or it's back here on fish vac. Oh, okay, it's if that's occupied. Okay, that makes sense. I put it on the handle that if this is occupied, it will. What the hell is occupied? Right there. If it's occupied, it will switch it to transmit mode. So that's good. That's fixed. So I like that better. The little bit of different looking antennas. All right, let's figure out how the autopilot system's working here. Right, so we have the helm, posit 5, starts the rudders. I don't want that anymore. Okay, that's, yeah, so that's the autopilot right there. So we'll change that up. Figure out what I want for that. Do I want it on the helm is the question. We'll test it out. This was, I bumped this up. That's why I already fixed that number. That's why I was misbehaving a little bit. Let's put a D value in there. Damp it a little bit. All right. Do that. Let's see. We'll keep it on 5 off the helm for now. And then I'll change it, so later. Maybe put it on the panel. Alright, let's give this a run. The anchor attaching. 60 feet? Is that really 60 feet? Yeah, it is. Because we're about 40 feet, so makes sense. Alright, so let's go ahead and I'll put in a heading hold here. So let's do 270. 5. Yep, so that's too rambunctious, so we need to decrease that PID. If it works well, it's just too rambunctious. Okay. So let's get rid of that. So this needs a 0 in there. I'll put an AP panel in here. 0. And then this will be, we need to put in a coordinate. So let's put in a coordinate. Five. There, it's going to go to the coordinate. I usually do the single point autopilot because I like to have more engaging. Like I actually want to operate it. When I do my bigger stuff, like the new home ship, that's going to get a multi-point autopilot. I used to use this guy's system he put out. It was pretty cool, but it hasn't been updated in 100 years. So I think I'm going to add my own kind of like old school analog multi-point waypoint. Kind of do maybe a plotting table. And you'll plot out all the points. you know, and that will set you up. Fixing the stability, nice. Yeah, that's the, like, if you notice, when I started building this boat, you know, the first thing I do is stability. A lot of people build the boat, make it pretty, and then they're like, oh, I'm going to go make this thing stable. There's a reason why when you see a car that is a concept car and the engineer and the artists have made a rendering of the concept car, why it looks completely different when the car comes out is the engineers get a hold of it and they go, no, 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 none of this is going to work. And so they completely take everything out of there because it's not going to work. And so same thing is true with, you know, with in-game, is people will go out there and they'll make a beautiful concept of what they want, and then, you know, what would the engineers do? They'd rip it apart and say, nope, that's not going to work, that's not going to work, that's not going to work. So frankly, you know, kind of the way I do it is I do the engineering first, and then that way you don't get attached to certain designs. Like, you might really like the look of something and realize it's just never going to work, and that sucks. Where if you just make it work fine, you fall in love with the build anyway, and you don't have to worry about, like, giving up on some of the things you really liked. So it's kind of my whole thing is do the stability first, and then, you know, worry about the rest of the stuff, you know. That's why this boat is nice and flat, and it's pretty wide. You know, it's because that's what's going to work best. So start with what I know is going to work, and then magically it works, you know. All right, so that's working. We need to fix the p-value. So let's go in here. All right, let's find the AP. We need to smooth that AP out. The AP is nuts right now. So right here, if you look, this is the autopilot section right here. It has a yaw of 0.03. Let's make that a, let's see. Half that for now. I could just do PID tuning right off the bat, but I'm just going to do a half number. We'll increase the D value on it, see if we can't damp it a little bit. Yeah. We'll do that. I need to test out regular rudder steering there. And then what are you? You are key on the bearing panel. And this is going to be, what are we talking? Bearing panel helm. This is going to be input. Composite input. This is AP panel. AP panel. All right, good. All right, so that's going to bring in AP panel. Why? This is old stuff I'm doing here. So my methodology has changed. I'll do a video for beginners again, like doing methods. Like, you see how this, I used to do this all the time, and it's a problem. Like, start building right where you spawn stuff. This is where it spawns. So what I do now is I put in a text and I do spawn. All right. And then now I know where this is going to spawn. What I'll do is I can move everything down. And then, so now I'll put the spawn back. So now every block is going to spawn here. So if I need to add a new block, I know right where it's going to spawn. Right above, usually, everything else. And I don't build in that area. As I get close to the spawn, I move it again. And that way, anytime I add a new block, it's not like, where is it? It's somewhere in here, somewhere I can't find it. It's always right there. All right, so this is going to control that. So we'll do AP panel. Let's see. We want to do heading. Let's see. I could do a current heading, would be kind of interesting. So let's start with AP master. So AP master is going to be 1. So it'll be AP master, heading, hold, bearing, radio maybe. See, I don't really use radio in the water, but I could add some radio stuff in the water. Yeah, so I don't really do that. Trying to think what else to add. All right, so that's going to be there. That's going to be, so at least going to do 3 of them. So this will be all the controls for the autopilot. So for at least for now, we'll do, that'll be heading hold, and then this will be the GPS. So right here, this is GPS. this is heading hold. So currently what I do now is if it's a 0, it will, so if I don't have anything in the keypad, this is a way to save space. If I don't put anything in the keypad for heading hold, it will switch it over to GPS. And then if I put something in heading hold, it prioritizes. So your heading hold should be the priority one. Because let's say you're steering towards a GPS waypoint. Oh my God, I didn't notice there was an island in the way. You can already oversteer it. So there's up here, it adds my own rudder inputs. So that allows me to oversteer it. And then you can also quickly throw something in the keypad and click it on the heading hold, and that will take precedence. The other reason you do this is, let's say we're going on a GPS course, right? And we can set our next heading in. I can type it in the keypad, and then when I'm ready to flip it, I just click over to heading mode. Same thing in airplanes. You put your heading in for your first vector. You'll put your heading in for your course, and then as soon as they give it to you, you just click the button. So same thing. All right, so let's see. This is gonna go to this is gonna take over channel 5. So this can go up. This will go here. So that will take over that off the helm. That's the autopilot master, so that's actually going to turn the pit on. And then here is heading hold, so that's taking over that. And then, let me see. I don't like it to go 0, 0. That's the thing, though. We'll leave this for now. I've come up with a solution for this before, but I'll deal with it later. All right, let's update. Oh, shit. God damn it, I didn't save it. I clicked the wrong button. Pisser. That sucks. Oh, that sucks, man. That was a lot of bullshit I just did. That sucks. That really does. Okay, let's just redo it. Pisser. Pisser and shit. That really sucks. All right. Let's see how fast I can do it here. Come on. Things aren't going to fucking click now that I'm trying to do it fast. You motherfucker, why will you just not drag? God, it can be annoying today, huh? Thoroughly obnoxious. Alright, that's the snoo spawn area, I think. Yep, alright, perfect. Really obnoxious that was. Alright, good. So that's set up for AP panel there. Alright, fixed what I dicked up right there. Alright. Update this time. They put them right next to each other, which sucks. Alright, free. Getting old there, game, doing that to me. I got everything fucked up here. There you go. Everything's clicked on the wrong. Alright, there we go. Let's see, AP master. Flip switch, 1. We have heading hold. Heading hold. Button toggle to. This will be. This will end up being UPS button toggle 3, and then I don't know what 4 is going to be yet, so. I could have that flash on something, but then I have to put another node on, so we'll do none for now. Alright, we'll loop the electricity in. Closet's coming out. There we go. That's going here. Alright, let's cut these, put away. Okay. There we go. Electricity's good. All right, so let's go give that a test run. All right, so going 045. Let's go 010. So we'll go 010. We'll click it in pre-select heading hold, and now AP master. Notice I decreased the p-value pretty low. It's too low at the moment, and the D value is too high. It's pre-damping it too much, so I got to fix those. I'll put the pit tuner on it, but it is trying to turn us that way. It's just I fucked up the numbers too much. Let's go ahead and put this in here, and then why is that taking precedence though? Why is that taking precedence? That doesn't make any sense to me. See if I steer it, make sure it steers back. Yep, okay. And then if I shut off AP master, even though the modes are selected, that's how you want it. You want that master to shut everything off. Alright, good. Alright, let's bring this back. Read some chat here. We'll bring it back. Manual. I don't use any add-ons. Try to add 4 what? Oh, terms, yeah. Yeah, I think engineering first is the way to go. It's, you know, kind of heartbreak. You know, that's when people get frustrated. They're like, oh, I made this beautiful build and I can't get it to work. It's like, well, you know, you need to make it engineered first. You know, again, think, you know, that analogy I think is apt. The analogy of, you know, if you, is this the autopilot? It is, okay. The analogy of, you know, kind of the artists make the renderings to make a car look good, and then the engineers come in and say, yep, none of that's possible. This is what's possible. So this little flare and this bumper here, that bumper doesn't pass regulations. That's illegal. And they go and they savage it because there are certain things that just are not going to work either mechanically or legally. And so they have to go change all the designs of the artists, you know. And so that's why, you know, at the end of the day, the engineers build the car, the artists don't, you know. And so, you know, it's just kind of the way it operates. And so it's kind of the same here, is you got to kind of engineer it first and then go from there, you know. All right, so that's, I thought I changed this. Did I not change this? Oh, because it fucked up. Okay, all right, dealing craziness. All right, that's 2. Why did that do that when I did that? Okay, 2 is switching. Okay, I have this backwards. All right. So 2 is going to switch it to, okay, that makes sense why it did that. Okay. So what we'll do here is I'm going to add this. All right, what we'll do is we'll put an and in here. Grab a Boolean. So this will get my 3rd in there. All right. What the hell? this will be three. This will be 3. This will be 2. Okay, and so what we'll do here is if the autopilot master is on, this will be here, and this will be here. Okay. So what we'll do is, what are those? Z, W, X, X, Z, W, X, Z, and W. Okay. So it's going to be X, and Z, or W. And that's not an and, so let's put an and. X and Z or W, it will turn on the master. So if I don't have a mode selected, it will act as though the autopilot's off. Because what it will do is, if you do, like the other thing you can do is put another numerical switch box and it will read 0. The problem is 0 means to head north. And so it will head north. And I don't want it to head north. I want it to just like ignore it. Like if I don't put something in the autopilot or the heading hold, I want it to ignore it. I don't want it to just go north. And so this will make it so that the autopilot will not even turn on unless I select a mode. So if I select heading hold, it will then allow the autopilot to come on, and it will read heading hold first, and then this will switch it over to nav. So, okay. All right. What the hell else did I need to do here? Forgetting. I gotta build something more baller, Citrus. Yeah. Let's see. Phenomena. What to do? What to do? Let's test that. Seeing that's just plumbed all that in. I'm trying to remember. I had like 5 things I want to work on, and then I got annoyed by something. I don't remember. All right, so turn the autopilot on. Nothing. Why? Why? None of the modes is selected, you dickhead. Why is that? Why are you doing that? See, it's going to 0 again. Why? Just fix that. Why? Did I plug the panel in? I did. Okay, let's see why you're doing that. You're not supposed to be doing that, you jackass. Let's see. AP panel. Okay, so if 1, which is X, and Z or W, it needs a Z or W. Z or W are friggin' off, man. Why is it turning that on if it's Z or W, man? Yeah, because I didn't plug the fucking thing in. That's why. Okay. That would be why. Okay, there we go. I'm being sloppy today, and it's already aggravating me. There we go. All right, good. Yeah, I'm distracted or something, and I keep screwing up. So now I should be able to turn the AP master on. So that was what I was talking about. It will go to north automatically. So by doing it this way, with the AP master on, unless I select a mode, it's going to do nothing. Now, the keypad has 0 in there. It has 0 in there, which is north. So if I click heading hold, it will turn to north. All right, so you'll notice turning to north. All right. Then if I want to, the problem is this is a 7. This is a bearing 3.6. That's not a bearing 3.6 because I haven't entered it yet. Okay. So now that's in. That's a heading of 11. So if I go to GPS, it's going to switch it over. I don't like that because heading hold should take precedence. They gotta fix it. I want heading hold to take precedence. So it's an easy fix. Yeah, kind of just doing hierarchy, which I want to take precedence. So let's see. I definitely want heading hold to take precedence. So what we'll do here is we'll switch this up. So 2 will go here. That will go up there, this will go here, and then these will just get flopped. So this will go here, and that will go there. There we go, and that will take precedence. Okay, so now the heading hold will be the primary control. All right, good. That's fine. Do we have a distance reading? It comes out here. Let's find the distance on here. Because this should shut off the autopilot. So what I want is when we get within 0.1 nautical miles of the target for the GPS, I want the engines to 0 because I don't want the boat to keep going and do circles. Like, it's fine with a plane. You don't want a plane to just stop. You want the plane to do circles, and it actually will do a hold just fine. But you don't want it to do that in the boat. You want the boat to just stop because it can float. So let's right there. This is, let's see, input 2, which is 19. So 19 to heading hold. Okay. So then when we go in heading hold, and so we're going to look for channel 19. All right, where is bearing panel, or where the hell are you? Right there. Okay, so let's see, channel 19. So 19 is distance from target. So if distance from target is less than and then we'll do stop distance 0.1 nautical miles. So if it's less than 0.1 nautical miles, and we'll go, what do we do, X, Y? Y, is that invalid? There we go. And not Y. Alright, so that will shut off the rudder. And then we need to do the engine stop as well. So I need to go into an engine here. Let's see what we can run to. Do we have a space? We don't. Okay, so I gotta stick with this some more. Okay, let's see. Where's my helm off of here? Helm goes there. Alright, let's go ahead. I gotta back out of this anyway. We need a PID tune it anyway, so let's just move it a little bit. Save it up. It's gonna go right over that and kill it. Watch. I bet you money it's gonna do it. Let's just do this preemptively. There we go. That's helm there. And then this is gonna be composite output from helm. Okay. That's going to come in here, and then what we'll do is we can tack some stuff on here. So what we'll do is we'll go helms there. We'll write that. Okay, so that's going to add that on. What channel do I want it on? I think I used 30, so let's use 29. Okay, I'll go there. So where's helm? Helm comes to here. That goes there, and this is 2 engines. Then this is going to come up here to helm. And then this is going to go to engine, so we'll daisy him through, like so. Make sure I only picked up channel 30 on here. Channel 31. Okay, so I could actually go to channel 30 on the other one. Okay, so we'll go to channel 30 on this. Just trying to do them somewhat sequentially. All right, good. So that will then do, so I'll show you why we're doing that in a second. Come in here. And so now this will be 31. And we'll also do channel 30. And then we can put an OR in here. All right, so that will now, so what will happen is when we get within 0.1 nautical miles of the target, it will zero the engines out. So I have to play with that. That could get screwed up here. I gotta fix the other one too. Let's check something real quick here. I'm trying to see if there's a quicker and easier way to do this. That works. All right, let's fix it on here. Probably an easier way to do this too, but I'll just stick with it this way. Like anything, there's 900 ways to do everything, so it's, as long as it works, it works. Might want it, you know what I want it to do is pulse, though. That's the thing. So let's go in here. Let's see. This I want it to pulse because I only want to tap it. So what we'll do is a pulse. On that. All right, so we'll send it out on a pulse. All right, good. All right, good. Let's try that. The fuck is this engine not running now? Oh, what did I screw up now? Goes to helm here. I didn't hook it up here. That's what I did. Okay. Same thing I've been doing the whole time is not... No, there's a pass-through in there. It's passing through. Passing through there. Okay. So it's passing through there. See, where the hell does it get screwed up here? Panel out. Let's go and helm there. Okay, that's fine. It's getting passed through to there. Okay, let's check it. That's helm there. Okay, what the hell's going on here? Interesting. What the hell's the pass-through problem? Why is it just the right engine? 31 goes there. It's getting coded on to 31. Two engines, okay. Alright, then this goes to AP. AP goes in there from the helm. So the port side was working, the starboard side is not working, which is weird. So I gotta figure out what the hell I did there. Right, there's helm here, going into the AP. It is then passing through right here, and then it's going from helm. Should be two engines, really. That's two engines. Two engines is going to helm. Okay, that works. We know that the port side was working. Why the hell's starboard not working? That's the question here. All right, here's helm. Go in here, active input channel 30, panel out. Okay. That's adding channel 30, which is this one. What am I adding 30 for? What is that? Oh, okay, that's why. Okay, key. I doubled up. That's why. Okay, key's out on 30. This needs to be 29. Okay, that needs to be 29. That would do it. I doubled up the channel. Okay, makes sense. 29. That would do it. Okay, 29. 29 there. Okay. And then this needs to pick up channel 29 instead of 30. I'm already using 30. I forgot I already used 30, so. That would do it. Okay. The old misnumbering. Again, this is like when people would be screaming, oh, the game's broken. It's like, no, dude. You did that yourself. I did it myself. Game works fine. That's me, you know, making little mistakes here. You see it kind of oscillating back and forth. That's me needing to pit tune it, so we'll pit tune it next. All right, so let's go ahead through this. So let's go to a heading of, I don't know, say 350. And then we'll do heading hold, turns. I need to smooth it out, but turns. All right, 350. All right, good. So next thing we're going to do here is we're going to enter in the keypad. And then I'm going to go ahead, and if I click GPS, it should prioritize the heading hold first. So one reason you do this is, let's say, again, I'm trying to steer under a bridge. I'm trying to steer somewhere where it's really sensitive that I have to keep control, so I want to use my heading hold. If I press GPS, it's not going to do anything. This is called pre-selecting. You do this in airplanes all the time. You pre-select the next stage. So, for example, if you were doing an instrument approach, you might be on heading hold and have the you'll be on heading hold for your vector to final, or for your intercept angle is more like it. So you'll be on a 45 intercept angle to the final approach course, and then you'll have your GPS pre-selected. And when you get within range, it will automatically shut off the heading hold, and it will grab the GPS signal and go on. And so you're pre-selecting it like this. So now, whenever, like, say we're going under a bridge, then I want to go on course. Okay, now we're clear of the bridge. Let's make sure this doesn't shut down. It won't. Okay. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and shut off heading hold. It should turn to the right. There we go. All right, we're 0.3 nautical miles away. When we get within 0.1, I think 0.1 is too big. Yeah, 0.1's too big. It needs to be 0.01, I think. The 5264 is the statute times 0.1. That's 526 feet. I wanted like 52 feet. So it'll be 0.01. Got to be 0.01. So like we'll shut off here in a second, or we'll stop. We'll shut off. So that still has decimal places. So it's less than. There we go. All right. So it automatically shut the autopilot off. The autopilot is off. And it also zeroed the thrust. The engines are still running, but it zeroed the thrust. So it's got to be 0.01. All right. So that's good. That way I can go AFK and it'll just stop when it's ready, you know. All right, let's go ahead and come in here. Where's the stop here? All right, right here. Stop distance is 0.01. Should have done the math already on that. Okay, good. So that's running. Next thing we need to do is PID tuning to get this thing running properly. So I made a PID tuner. It's super simple. It's not like an actual like auto PID tuner or anything, but it's a microcontroller with the 3 panels on it here, and that just makes it a lot easier. It's got PI and D. And so instead of me having to like swell up a microcontroller to take all PI and D, all it does is it has one composite, so it codes them in so that it just makes it so that I only need one node. So like if I want to do PI and D, I'd have to have 3 nodes on here. With this PID tuner I made, I just go like that. Composite input, PID tuner. I'm just going to do P and D. And then so again, I'm going to move this down. I want some more space here. Go right there. All right, and then what I'll do is I just want P and D. So we'll go 1 and 3. All right, so that's 1 and 3, and then we need to tune the autopilot here. So just get rid of the I. I'm not using the I anyway. So what are we starting with? A 0.03 and a 0.5. 0.03 and 0.5. And then we'll set that up. This needs to be electrified. 0.03 and 0.5. All right, so we'll start with what we have in there, and then we'll tune it up. So 0.03, and this will be 0.5. All right, good. Read some chat. How's it going, Zach? You're just working on the fishing boat. Did a little stuff on my pump for the oil. Working on that a little bit this morning. Alright, so we're just going to give it some headings to play with. So we'll go to a heading of 0 is fine. So this is what it currently does. So you see it quickly turns us a little bit over rambunctious. Alright, so let's do 0.015. We'll turn back 050, or 045 is where it was. So there, so see it's much smoother now. It's not really jerking it too much, giggity. 0 again. You'll see a little bit still too rambunctious. Let's go 0.005. So I want it tighter than that. So you see that's not tight enough. So let's do 0.015 again. Make sure it's keeping it tight. So see, that's keeping it within a degree. So we want it to stay within a degree, but we don't want it to make huge swings. So see, it's staying within 1 degree. And then if we go 45, it's kicking it too much. So what we can do is we can increase the D value on that. So let's make it a 1. We'll double that. Go back to 0. Still kicking a little bit more than I like. Let's see if we can just do it with the D value here. You see it's damping it. It's taking a little bit longer now to get to that value. Let's go to 45. Okay, it's the D value's too high. I can see it overshooting already. So see, it's much slower to get on the path there, but watch, it will kind of do a zigzag here. So don't really want that. I want it nice and smooth. I don't want it to jerk the ship all around here. So watch what happens when it gets to 45. It's going to wiggle left and right. I don't want that, so we need to tone down the D value. Bring up the P maybe. See, it's like kind of shooting back and forth. You can just barely see it, but it's like trying to go left right a little bit too much. I don't know, it might be all right. Let's go ahead and let's go back to 0, see what it does. So see, it's a little bit smoother now. See what it does when it zeroes out here. Might be just a hair high in the D value, but it's not bad. Like it's nearly imperceptible, but I get really picky about it. So I'm overly picky than I need to be. Most people would be happy with it, but I'm like, nope, not good enough. Yeah, so I'm happy with that. That works. It's not being rambunctious. It's not constantly trying to correct. Perfect. So what is that? That is a 0.01 1. See, it just did a wiggle there. A little bit of a wiggle there. I'm not a huge fan of the wiggle, but do a 0.02, 0.02. Let's try, see, it just did the wiggle as it goes through 360. 360 is weird, though, too, so let's do 45 again, make sure it, we'll ignore 360. 360 is weird because the compass starts over. It goes from 0, 360 to 0, so sometimes that gives it a little wiggle. All right, we'll see you later there, Amanda. How's it going there, big man? I'm not participating in my own challenge. I like to build alongside, kind of. Well, the thing too is I start testing out a boat. I test out what the challenge is going to be too. So then I want to finish it. I kind of get invested in it. All right, I'm liking these numbers. It's just 360 is a pain in the ass. Let's go to 90 because again, it's going from 0 to 360. A little bit of a wobble there. So I think the p-value is just a hair too high. Let's go down to, let's do a 3 on the p-value. Got this little wobble that most people would never notice, but it drives me nuts already. It's like these little tuning things you can do forever. This is why usually in my tutorials I don't even touch the d-value. You don't need it, but it does do smoothing. And the thing is, I've talked about it before, like, to get something to 90% complete is pretty easy. To get it to 95 is more challenging. To get it from 95 to 99 is even more challenging, and to get it from 99 to 100% is impossible. And so, like, some people have been like, oh, in your engine tutorial, I went ahead and I put in an I value and I put in a D value and I've got it within 0.00001 of the RPS you want set. Well, any engine in real life is never going to be that precise anyway. And again, it's a tutorial for a beginner. I don't want the beginner to have to spend 4 hours to get their engine to run right. I want them to quickly be able to say, hey, I can put in a p-value around this number and I can play the game. And then if they want to get in and like tune that d-value to their heart's content, be my guest. But that's not the point of the tutorial. The point of the tutorial is to get you to where it's working and to be basic. It's a stormworks basics tutorial. 0.02 and 3. Okay, 0.02 and 3, those numbers are good. I'm happy with those. 0.02 and 3. 0.02 and 3. So 0.02 and 3. So I decreased the p-value and I upped the d-value on that. So that's just all the PID tuner does. Is it? I'll just leave that in there off the side. That just makes it so that I can easily tune that in. I'll show you really quick. All it is 3 keypads, P, I, and D. I almost never use the I value. And then you come in here and all it's doing is it's reporting them. So it's making them channels 1, 2, and 3. That way I only need 1 composite instead of having to plug in 3 because for so many builds I had to plug in 3. So we'll get rid of that. Let's delete it out. All right, good. So that's pretty well set up autopilot-wise. Let's see what else we want to put in here. We got anchor autopilot, backup compass, what else? What else we need here? We need lighting. I'm only running standard navs. We need spots, though. What is this? That has heater on it. That's light and heater. We'll do spots. We'll do that. What else does it need? Let me see. I'm trying to think what else we need here. Not much. We don't need much, frankly. We do need engine instruments. Okay. We need engine instruments. So this is going to be like a charting table here, and then this will be panels. So we'll go ahead and we'll start putting in engine instruments here. And so we'll kind of set it up to be this. This will push back one anyway. You generally want that sort of stuff where you can see it as the operator because, you know, you don't want to... So I might... Do I put it on the post is the question. Probably not. I'll put it down here. So I want to be able to see it. I think if it's tight in here, it's not going to be visible. So this can be flip switches, and then this can be engine gauges. So for each engine, I need RPS, temps. So RPS and temps. Okay, so let's start here. Port. Let's do RPS. So what it is doing, RPM. I'm doing M's. RPM port dial 0. We're running, what, 15? 15. So let's say we'll go to, what, 9. We'll go to 1,000 on the gauge. RPM starboard, be a dial 0 to 1,000. 2. And, oh, come on, dude. Temp, port. That's going to be, going up dials or going up gauges? Let's see, we'll do dials. 0. Star, dial, 0. Alright, good. So that is there. I think red. I haven't done red backlights in a while. Okay, and then we're going to do fuel tanks. I need fuel. So let's do fuel. Forward. That's going to be a gauge vert 0 to whatever the hell that holds. 750 maybe. I don't know. It's going to be in... do it gallons maybe. I'll do it in gallons. We'll do whatever gallons it is. I'll figure it out. Gauge vert 0. Nope, that's not where that's going. Gauge vert 0 2. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I'll figure it out. So that's, what are we talking here? I don't know what this is gonna be either, but I'll figure that out. Do spot control at some point. I gotta figure out my spot control, but I'll number them in a minute. All right, so we have fuel. Let's see what else we need. Need to read fuel gauges, temperature, engine RPM. What else? What else? Batteries. Port and starboard batteries. Okay. So it's going to be bat, port. Do I put an APU on this? I think no APU on this. It's kind of too small of a boat. You just start the engine up. Yeah, just start the engine up, run off battery. So this will be battery port. That will be a gauge, horizontal, 0, 100%. Let's see. We'll just make this, we'll do this easy. So this will be 5. What's my music doing? Why is it so quiet? How's the music for you guys? It sounds super quiet for me, but I also turned down on my end, so. That's going to be 6. 7. It's going to be bat, star, gauge, horizontal, 0, 100, 8, 1, 2, okay, 3, and 4. Okay, good. All right, good. That can be mostly readables, and then we'll put maybe enunciators or something in there. We'll figure that out. Yeah, I'll figure out what I want to do for enunciators. Spots. I have spots on here, so they'll probably they'll just be on switches. I think we'll do forward and aft spots. Not going to be too much of a pain in the ass with spotlights. Maybe to do lighting all in here. Nav lights. Button. Toggle. This will be bow spots. Flip switch. Change my own naming scheme, which I don't like. Should be the name of what it's doing. Spots stern. And then spots bow. You know what it's doing first. This should be a flippy-do. Flip switch. Alright, that will be, let's see, nav lights. And then we'll figure out, we have cabin lights over here already, so we'll figure out what that last one's going to be. I need an anchor light, so let's add an anchor light. I need my stern light too. I took my stern light off. When the door came in, I took my stern light off, so let's go ahead and go bup, bup, bup. Okay. Why did that turn on? I haven't turned labels on in 100 years. Why are you on labels? Okay. Not like that, or do I want it back? The thing with a stern light is you're only supposed to see it from the stern. So that's why I didn't want to put it straight back. I don't know. Yeah, the door is going to hit that, so it'll clip, so we'll go like this. I think it matters. So that'll be my stern light. The stern lights are white. Electricity, hook it into lighting, and then that will end up being powered in a second. Okay, that's good. And then I need an anchor light. So. Alright, I'm digging it. Alright, that works. Alright, that'll be anchor light. Alright, let's get a lighting panel going. What do we got? Nav's gonna be one spots. Nav's they're gonna need to be big. Okay. So there's gonna be a composite input. This is the light panel. Nav. Not doing towing or anything with this. It will be cool with fishing vessels. You do have special lighting for if you're hauling nets and stuff. So when we get some commercial stuff, it'd be kind of cool to go into lighting for that. That's kind of neat. Let's see, anchor light. Anchor light. Let's do. Damn, why do I keep doing that? Spot stern. And then this is going to be a composite output. This be light angle or spot angle. Spot angle. Okay, good. Oh my god, I'm trying to be fast and I'm being slower by trying to be fast. Taking screenshots and all sorts of nonsense. I always get this one wrong, so I'll figure this out here for the angle. Need to make an angle. You know what? We'll do it now. I need to make an angle controller, and I always forget, and then I don't do it, and I'm like, oh, I should make an angle controller. I can just make the friggin' thing. So I should just make it. Let's do nav lights. So nav lights are going to be here, and here. Anchor light is there. Spots bow are here and here, and stern spots are here and there. Okay, good. I should do deck lighting too, but I'll come up with something different for that. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab a blank panel. Let's make this now, and I'll save it, and I'll put it on later. Make a little utility for this. So there's going to be... It's going to be a panel come in, and then it's going to be a number out in 2 axes. So this is going to be the gimbal. Probably didn't spell that right, but gimbal controller. Just composite out. I need to bring in. Let's do keypads. Yeah, we'll do keypads. So this will be number input, pitch, number input, yaw, and then composite out. Okay, we'll do it that way. Now let's look at them. I always screw them up the first time. So x1, 2 is y, x1, 2y, x1, 2y. Double check it again. x1, 2y, x1, 2y. Okay, x1, 2y. Yaw. These are all symmetrical, so they should both move out in the correct direction. Just grab this and send that to the bat. Right. And Then this needs to be plumbed in, so that will work. And I think we're good here. Let's test them out at night. And where's the light in here? All right, test all lighting out. Nothing, huh? What the fuck? Did I not cook the panel up? You suck. Let's see. I didn't hook the panel up. As usual. There we go. Alright, there's nav lights. Stern light is not on. Okay, why? Why? Those are on. Why is the stern light not on? We'll fix that. I don't think I plugged it in. Alright, bow spots. Bow spots could just be dim. Let's look at them. Wait, go fix all this crap. What is wrong with you there, guy? Let's see. You're plugged in there. You do not. You do have electricity. Okay. Did you get? Why are you not plugged in then? What the fuck? Why is that not working? Electricity is plumbed in. Oh, the spots. Okay. I had them plumbed in before, but I lost all the plumbing there. Go ahead and let's do. I had a color I liked. I think it's this color. Let's try this. Because they are incredibly bright. They're overly bright. Alright, good. Stern light's lit. Alright, good. Bow spots are lit. Stern spots are lit. Alright, good. Now we can play with them. With this controller. Alright, so... Alright, so that is pitch. And then yaw, let's go 0.1. Alright, so this needs to be... They are moving the same way, okay. Alright, they're both moving the same way. Thought they were inverted. And I don't know which one in the back has to be inverted, so... I'll test out the bow first, and then I'll fix the stern. I just need to invert whatever the stern is, so... Alright, so I think pitch is pretty good where it is. Let's go... So I want them to be more divergent, so... So let's see how well that light's ahead of us. We'll get outside and see how well that light's ahead of us. I do want them. I want the light cones to touch in front. So they're I think they're touching. I need to turn around to the base to see what they're actually hitting. I can barely see them on the water, but once they're hitting like an actual object, I can see where they need to be for convergence. Just barely see their bloom. Alright, so see how they're dark in the middle? We don't want that, so we want them to be converged. Trying to get up there quickly before we keep drifting forward. Oh, you mother. Come on! And the balls. Get up there, you. Alright, trying to not drift forward here. Let's go 0.5. 0.5 is probably fine. That's a 45-degree angle. See if we can go a little bit more than that. Yeah, 0.5. Okay. 0.5 on the yaw. And then we'll check the stern. Stern is going... are they both moving left? I can't tell. I think they're both moving to the left. Cannot tell at all. I think they're both moving left, so I need to invert the port. Should be the opposite of the other one, so... Let's do... cut you, paste, and see, make sure that's working right. And then this here is going to control it, so let's see. Yaw is channel 1. Okay. So that's going to be a spot angle. Where's that going to? What's that going there? Okay, should be able to tell inside now with stern spots. Alright, that looks good. Alright. Yep. So it was the opposite that made sense. There we go. Yep, so good convergence there, and they're wide enough that we can see. I don't need any side spots. Not really all that interested in side spots. Let's read some chat. See you later, Manda. Yeah, I was looking at your challenge boat. Looking good, big man. Yeah, that's what I try to do. I like to redo my stuff a lot still. I used to redo everything, and it was tedious, but the benefit of redoing everything every time was you quickly got better and better and better, but now I'm kind of to the point where I don't really need to do that anymore, so it's kind of some stuff I rewrite, some stuff I don't. I try to do my most recent stuff, or like categorically, like, you know, I started making microcontrollers that were set up for like a 2-engine turboprop, a 4-engine turboprop, you know, a 2-engine recip, a 4-engine recip. That way, it's all set up for when I want to make one. This is well, all right, good. So that is lighting there is pretty good. I didn't test the anchor light. Should work. Let's test it. Famous last word, should. I didn't plug it in. Okay, let's fix it. Okay, that's anchor light. Let's get in an additive. Green on these. There we go. Son of a bitch. Don't do that. Come on, man. There we go. Might move it over one. Leave the post a little bit. Alright, do that. Alright, so coming into here, into the engines, let's do this next. Where does my battery reads? They're right here off the alternator. So here's battery. So where's my right out? Right there, panel out. Okay. So this is going to be right. So it's running the helm, is it? Running the helm. Okay, so we have, should be 6 for the helm. So let's do start on 7. So I'm adding the helm, so I can't start before channel 7. So that's going to be battery on channel 7. screw everything up here there, guy. Ugh, can't keep my straight lines. This is gross. Not doing that. Do that. It's least ugly. All right, 7 is gonna read port bat, and then we need. Oh, this is gonna be ugly here to set this up. It's gonna be real ugly to set this up to make it look how I want it to. That's fine. It's not too bad. Grab another right. So this is temperature. That'll be channel 8 for the engine temp. RPS needs to go in here as well. There's RPS right there. Did this from a tutorial, so my lines are showing because that's try to do that on a tutorial so people can see what the hell I'm working with here. That's gonna be 9, and then 8 will be RPS. RPS right here. That'll be 8. Okay, so 8 is RPS, 7 is battery, and then 9 is temp. Okay. Then we'll come in here. And I need to code them out, so let's see what we're looking at here. Okay. See where we're working with there. Alright, so going in this panel here. I need to add them all in, so let's see. Panel out is going to go. Let's go. And then we need to add them up. I need to write them out. So let's go. So we have RP. Actually, I could change them in the panel. I just change them in the panel so I don't have to do it again. Let me change them in the panel so I don't have to do it again. I don't have to do it 3 times. So let's see. RPS is going to be 7 port. And then that's going to be, I need 7, 8, 9. So this is going to be 10. 10. Temp is going to be, what was temp? Shit, I already forgot everything. You spawn it, you bastard. Alright, so let's see. 7 is battery. Okay. 8 is RPS. 7 is battery, 8 is RPS. Right, 7 is battery. Seven is battery. 8 is RPS. Let's see, then 9 should be temp. 9 is temp. Okay, good. Alright, and then we should have... I can write whatever else. No, they come off helm, so they can't be. So 9, so we need to start at channel 10. 10, we need 2. So 10 is going to be battery. I need to put a function in here so to fix all those. Okay. So that's going to be 11. And then this would be 12. And then I need to put in functions on the battery. X times 100. No, not doing that. All right, that will fix the battery. I need voltage. Yeah, I gotta do a bunch of crap here. Make it a tough. Let's see. Need to do voltage, so that's not great. All right. I don't need to do voltage, but I want to do voltage, so I need to do that. I'll move fuel. Put. Okay, so I need. That's fine. I can play with the numbers here. Shit, I gotta redo a bunch of numbers now. That's fine. Let's make sure we're in port. All right. So this would be a voltage 3600 delta. Battery delta, X times 3600. Oh, we'll redo the numbers here. So 7 is going to be bat volt RPS. Bat volt RPS, so 789, 10. 789, 10. 7 is bat. This is port. Bat. Port. Port. We will do a gauge horizontal 0 to 100%. That's going to be 7. Then it's going to be voltage. Volts port, dial 0 to -1 to 1, -1 to 1. That is 8. 9 is going to be RPS. 9 is RPS. Okay, good. That's fixed. All right, it's going to be 3. That's going to be 11. All right, and let's see, that is now 11, 12, 13. This will be 14. 11, 12, 13. That will be 14. All right, 11, 12, 13, 14. I screwed this up again. That star 11 gauge horizontal 0 100. All right, that's better. Oh, this is 12, and then 13 is screwing these all up, man. Let me try to remember the numbers here. 7, 8, 9. This should be 9. Okay, that's right. And then it should be 7, 7, 8, 9, that should be 10. 10 should be temp port. So 10 should be temp port. 10 should be temp port. Okay, 11 is bat star. This one here needs to be volts, which is now a dial. So voltage on the port side would be 7, 8. 8. 7, 8. Okay. So that should be 7. That should be 8. Okay, this should be 9. 10 should be temp. And then 11 should be bat. So bat star 11. Okay. Then this should be volts star. Voltage star should be 12. 12. Okay, that should be. Okay. And then we should have, what is it, 11, 12, 13. Should be here. And then, what the hell's the last one? 13, 14. 14, I think we go to. 14 should be 4. Let's check them. I get this in the first drive, but my ass. But 14, 14. Okay, good. Is it plumbing properly? They do. Okay. All right, that was a laborious thing to do. Try to save from redoing the numbers. That's all. The whole reason I was doing it that way is to not have to redo the numbers. But let's spawn it and check them. Check all the night operation stuff here. Right. So let's turn the lights on. Nav lights are on. Okay, good. So RPM is showing nothing. Battery should be showing. It is okay. The port's not showing. Starboard's showing. Voltage is showing correctly. So port stuff is not working. Temp port. So pretty much all the port shit's not working. Okay, so RPM's working on starboard, starboard, port. Okay, so I'm missing a pass-through. All right. Let's see where the pass-through got screwed up. So it's coming out to panel out. All right. Update. Why you so screwed up? Panel out. Panel out should go to the helm spot. Panel out should go to the helm spot, and then we need to go helm to there. All right, that's why. Okay, I didn't re-grab that, put it there. So that's why we're screwed up. Okay. Check them all. Miracle. It's actually working this quickly. Brighten up our lights here. Turn on navs. Let's turn on. All right, RPM port and starboard. We have battery port. We have starboard. We are showing discharges, which is fine. Temperature is nice. And then can I read them all from where I'm driving? Yes, I could move them to the right a little bit. I lose some of my engine stuff though. Alright, let's go ahead and turn on the bow spots. They are running. Might be a little bit high, but I don't need them banging off the water the whole time. Stern spots. Let's test out the anchor light. I don't know if I saw the anchor light last time I checked. Anchor light is not on. Something's up with that. Fix that. RPM. I need to index these, but we're at 10. So somebody was asking. Let me check the. Okay. Can somebody just throw something in chat? It just said check and disconnect. Said it reconnected. Just want to check. How's it going there, Aaron? How's it going there, Riggs? How's it going there, Lever? How are you? Or Lever was laughing, not saying hello. Okay. So let's see. What was I going to check test here before I got distracted? There we go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Fuel could go in this panel here. We'll do a separate fueling panel and then maybe a couple enunciators, low bat and low fuel maybe. Probably we'll put there. Because I can see the top fuel lines and then the two enunciators will pop up. Let's see. Alright, so you can see we're just barely, we're charging, discharging, so the alternators are working. The p-value is on the high end, which is fine. You know, this is where people, like, they'll try to get in that D value and make it so precise. It's like we are within 6 or 5 decimal places of being 100% charged. There's no need to be that precise. There's none. Like, people will go ridiculous with it. You don't need to be that precise, you know? It's close enough. I might lift these spots so we're not hitting the deck and then put deck lights on. We'll figure that out. They bathed the deck nicely, just like the nav lights bathed the deck in light, so it's not like I don't really need it. So doing a good 17 knots, that's all I really want out of this boat. I don't need this boat screaming. So somebody was asking, let me get the name of who was asking it. I gave him a little write-up. I've done it a bunch of times. It's in some of my tutorials. It was Prowl was asking about how do you make sure that, for example, when your propeller comes out of the water, how do you make sure that you'll see this classically, like a new player will be like, oh, my boat is doing backflips. The physics in stormworks sucks. Yeah, sure, it's not realistic, but it's a design problem. It's not really. You know, would it be great if the game was exactly like it was in real life? Yes, but then most people wouldn't be able to design anything unless they had a degree in that particular type of design. And so what's happening is when your propeller is in the water, it's under load. So it's trying to move water. And because it's under load, it is resisting the movement of the engine. So if you set your engine so that the maximum RPM of your engine is 15, and then the propeller comes out of the water. Okay, let's say this. So let's say you set your engine so the max RPS is 15. And then when you're traveling along like we are right now, notice what it's at. It's 10.78, okay? So I've set my engine, let's say, to 15. It's at 10.78. So when the propeller comes out of the water, there's going to be no water resistance. So the whole time I've been moving, I've been telling the engine I want it to move at 15, but it can't because the water is resisting the propeller. Now, as soon as the water comes out of the propeller, it says, hey, I can give you 15 now, boss, and it spins up to 15. And then, so the propeller is trying to move faster than the boat is already moving. The boat is still moving at 17 knots, all right? But when the propeller comes out of the water, now it wants to move you, say, at 30 knots. Or, you know, yeah, so let's just say 30 knots. So what happens when the propeller goes back in the water? Well, in real life, it would cavitate, it would splash, it would give you a little bit of kick in the ass, but it would cavitate, mostly. It would splash in the water, it would cause air bubbles, it wouldn't make you do a backflip. One thing, because, you know, the boats are actually, you know, heavy in real life. But in game, the propeller wants to go 30 now. And so as soon as it gets back in the water, it gives you a big kick in the ass and it flips your boat. Okay? And people will blame the game on it. Sure, you could say the game would be great if it was perfect, but it's a design problem. And so what you want to do to solve it is, if we're going 10.8 RPS here, we want to reduce our RPM so that it will only go to 10.8. So what we say is to the engine, hey, I want you to go max RPS, which is 10.8. Okay? So now we're going 10.7, 10.8. So when the propeller comes out of the water, the boat is moving at the speed that 10.8 will give you. And then the propeller, when it comes out of the water, says, oh, he still only wants 10.8. So it does not spin up any faster than it was before. Then the propeller goes back in the water, and you don't do any backflip. You don't get a surge, you don't get any jerky motion or anything, because it's set properly. So it really is a design issue. So that's the thing, is you want to take your boat out in calm water at full throttle, and you want to read what your engine is reading, which is 10.8, okay? And so let's go ahead. I'll do a little pit tuning on this engine anyway, so we'll bring it in. All right, let's get daylight. We don't need night for all this. So just let's do anchor. The fuck is the boat? Get back in there, sucker. Where is my boat? God damn it, game. What are you doing? What is it doing? That's new. Okay. If, like, I could see the anchor up there. What is it fucking doing? See it up there? What the fuck is it doing? Okay, that's new. Make sure I can get a save. Okay, I have the auto save. All right. And let's go ahead and we will just go to the map. Be cautious of that. I've never seen that before. Clean up vehicle. Clean up vehicle. All right, grab the autosave. All right, I don't know what the hell that was all about. All right, anyway, so let's go ahead and grab that PID tuner again. That was new. All right, that will go there. If it happens again, I will write it up, but I've never seen that before. All right, so PID tuner's back in. We're going to go ahead to the engines. Let's check this real quick. Anything I could come in on. Reverse, panel out, starter, key, alternator, clutch, fuel manifold, air manifold, RPS, engine. No, of course not. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll read them in. I don't want to do. Let's just do this. Grab these real quick. These are my two engine microcontrollers. Those will come up. Bingo, like that. Grab a pinky block here. Go like that. Why is the music off again? Because it's at the end of the playlist, even though it should be on loop. All right, good. So that's sealed again. Let's merge this up. All right, so what we want to do here is ultimately these are going to be a pain in the ass if I don't split them like this. Let's go like that. Okay. All right, so we're just going to loop this out a little bit. And we'll add a node. This will be PID tuner. PID tuner. Okay. All right, so I'm not worrying about the I value, just doing PD. So 1 and 3. All right, so you want to come in here and so let's look where we have our engine set again. So we're running at 10.8. I'm asking it to go 15. All right, so my boat would theoretically, if the propeller came out of the water, which I've never had it come out even with 100% wind, if my propeller came out of the water, it would try to do a backflip because as soon as it gets out of the water, it's going to spin up an extra 5 RPS and then it's going to come crashing back down the water and try to spin me. So what I want to do here is I need to work on the PID tuning first. And where did I just put that? There it is, PID tuner right here. All right, PID tuner's right here. And it's going to go the P value, which is 0.18, and the D right there. So 0.18. And we'll copy that. And we'll update that. And we'll grab this one. I actually have a node here. I didn't need to pull this one. So let's go logic. Composite input, PID tuner. All right, there we go. PID tuner right here. And that will be right there. Okay. I'm just going to do it from here so I don't have to hide it. And 0.18 on this one as well. So again, I'm asking it to go 15. Because of the resistance of the water, it's only able to give me 10.8. So I don't want it at 15. I want it at 10.8. So that's part of your whole tuning when you're doing your gearing. You want to get it so that it is, you want to find what's the maximum RPS your engine will turn while under load, and then you want to reduce your maximum RPS so that it matches that value, essentially. All right, good. So PID tuner is in there. Let's update that. Let's merge these again. This one needs to be merged. All right, good. Let's plug in the PID tuner to both of these. PID tuner, electricity for the PID tuner right here. All right, good. So now 0.18 was the value we started with last time. Let's turn the lights back on. All right, so put that in. Now, the stability system on this pretty much prevents it from doing that backflip bullshit, but because it keeps the stern in the water the whole time. But if it didn't, you'd have that problem, whereas the propeller comes out of the water, it spins up, and then it tries to... The propeller is trying to go faster than the boat. That's why it does backflip. The propeller wants to go faster than the boat's going. And so it tries pushing. Well, if the propeller is under the center of gravity, which most of them are going to be, it's going to try to have you do a backflip. All right, so here we are, full throttle. Let's make sure we're full throttle. All right, we're at max speed, 17 knots. We're at 10.8. Look at that. All right, so I do an undershoot method here. So we're going to play with this pit tuner. We're going to start increasing this. So let's go to 0.25. And we should be going faster, as you can see. Because this isn't always, you don't want it too high of a p-value when you're starting your engine. We'll work on the d-value. Tune this in to be pretty precise here. At 12.5. So what I'm trying to do is get the maximum value I could get. So let's keep going up. All right, that's too much. So 0.4. See it overshooting and oscillating. That's too much. 0.35 is pretty good. All right, so there's 12.5. If you notice, we're at 21 knots here. Let's go ahead and we'll tune in the d-value. All right, that's too high. We'll do a tenth of that. All right, so that's pretty good there. Let's see, that's a little bit jittery for me, so 0.05. That's better. That dropped it down to the next decimal place there. All right, stop it. See how it responds. If the p-value is too high, it's going to quickly it's going to oscillate when we try to go forward, so let's check it. All right, so see how it's misbehaving now? There we go. All right, so let's start, let's decrease the p-value and increase the d-value. Let's go back to 0.18. And let's increase the d-value a little bit. All right, that's still way too high, 0.05. We'll watch it. All right, so that's much smoother now, but notice we're not even hitting point. So that's really smooth now. Let's go to 0.2. So we'll increase the p-value a little bit, get a little bit more speed out of it. All right, now we're going to start making changes, and we'll see how it behaves. If it overshoots, undershoots. So I'm going to start bringing both back. All right, so see how nice and smooth it is now? That's all you have to do to pit tune. Like, I like sitting here and actually like just doing it manually by hand. So that's me having it set. You notice, so it's so precise now that we can't see the decimal places. There's 6 of them. We can only see 2 of them. But, so that's, that's more precision than we really even need, So we'll go up a little bit, see if it's behaving itself. All right, good. So it's behaving itself there. So let's use these numbers. Let's do a stop. 0.2, 0.05. All right, so I stopped. Let's quickly slam the thrust in, make sure it doesn't, like, stutter. Nope. Beautiful. So that's our new tuning. So, it doesn't have to be precise. The boat was running fine before, but, you can tune it if you like. 0.2. 0.05. Let's run those numbers, then we'll do a final thing to show you how to keep it from spinning the props up. 0.2, 0.05. So those are our new numbers. Every engine you make is going to have a different amount of load on it. Because the engine has a different amount of load on it, you need to, you know, because every engine has a different amount of load on it, you need to tune them differently. You know, it's like I talk about one of the tutorials. If you have a flywheel on there, it's going to be a different number. You're moving a bigger, heavier weight. You're going to probably need a higher p-value just to get that weight moving. You know, so you got to kind of expect that. Let's see, d-value 0.05. 5. And then this, I can get rid of the PID tuner. We're done with the PID tuner on this, so that can shrink again. So those are our new numbers. So now we're very accurate. So what we're going to do is we're going to tune in the engine differently now. So I'll show you what I mean here in a second. Let's go down here. PID tuner's gone. Let's actually get rid of the crap that was sitting here, right there. Okay, good. And we'll go that. Right, so that's the new p-value and the new d-value. Yeah, but that's usually why I don't even run a d-value in my tutorials. Is it that hard to do? No, but it again, they're for beginners. It's trying not to confuse them. It's, you know, again, you can spend all your life trying to get these things perfect. It's not great for beginner tutorials. Just get you going, get you built a boat. You know, it can't be daunting. Like, you know, that was something we used to do with flight instructing. Day one, you don't want to scare everybody with how much stuff you have to know. You want to just get people acquainted, get them moving. All right, so next thing we want to do here is let's go ahead and save this. All right, so now we really can't tell what this boat's going to do unless it has no load on it. So we're going to save it. And let's go ahead and exit. And we'll head over here. We'll fish out of water it. Too big, huh? Go over to FJ. So you can take the boat out of water. And so out of water is what's going to happen when the out of water is what's going to happen when the, you know, when the propeller comes out of water. So what we're doing is simulating if the boat comes out of water. All right, so we're going to go grab the boat. And we'll put it on some jack stands. The propellers will hit the ground, so I don't want them to hit the ground. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on some jack stands. Semiometry. Okay, semiometry. All right, good. So it's on jack stands now. So it's sitting out of the water. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump in. We're going to start it up. The number's already in. We don't need to do that. All right, so now we're going to rev it all the way up, and we're going to see how much resistance the water provides. All right, so look at our numbers now. So we're at 14, right? I have it set to 15, so the p-value is still a little artificially low. I don't mind that system. I like doing an undershoot. But, oh, Jesus, dog. Get out of there, man. Oh, the man overboard switch to shut the engines off. But, get in there. Don't need that on my conscience. So anyway, so you notice it spun up to 14, all right? So we'll run it up again. So if the propeller came out of the water, it would try to go at 14. Now, it's not that much. I think we were running 11 and change, or 12. I think 11 and change. So that's 3 RPS. The propeller's trying to go faster than the boat's going, and that would cause it probably not to do a backflip in this case. But this is wise. People would just like, they'll make their engine go at 100% throttle, especially new players. They'll just go 100% throttle. They don't know anything about gearing. They don't bother. They don't try to get their ratio set right or their max RPS set right. They might put a max RPS of 30, and their propeller will only ever turn 10 in the water. And then it gets out of the water and it goes 30, and now the propeller wants to go 3 times as fast as the boat's going. Bingo, backflip, and they blame the game. All right, so here we are at 14. Okay. So we could pit tune this to be even more precise. I don't really need it that precise. So 14, okay, good. All right, so let's go back to the let's just go here. So let's quickly, I'm going to just delete the jack stands here real quick. We'll work with the same boat. I don't go back and forth. Crunch. All right. So now we're going to note what the RPM is. It says RPM, it's RPS. I haven't put a conversion on it yet. All right, so we'll note what the RPS is. We gained a knot 2 by tuning in our pit tuning a little bit. All right, so we're at full speed, and we're at 11. So we're telling the engine we want to go 15. If it's not in the water, it'll give us 14 and change. All right, here we are going 11. All right, so we want to go down, you know, the differential on that. So it's 11 to 14. So let's cut it down by like 2.5 RPM and see what happens, and see if we still get 11.1. Okay. Let's bring it back. We don't need to bring it back into the other workbench again. So we'll come in the engines here, and where it says 15 is max RPS, we're going to set it to 12.5. Set this one to 12.5. Again, I'm still doing a an overrun method, which it works for me. That's why I'm doing it. I don't need to get it ultra precise. Again, I could spend 40 minutes tuning that PID perfectly, but why when I can just do an overshoot, you know? All right, so we still want like 11.09. So we want to make sure we didn't neuter it too much. So that still goes 11.09. And if it won't go to 11.09, we made the number too small. If it's still good, then we could probably shrink that number even more. So we definitely neutered it too much. You notice we're only going 14 knots. All right, so neutered it too much. Let's go up a little bit. So I kind of like to go under and then go up from there, because we know now it's between 12.5 and 15. So let's do 13.5. I'm going to try to overshoot it here. We'll see if this overshoots. May not. Oh my god, give me the right number. There we go. 13.5, spawn it. And let's get player damage off so I don't break my ankle every time I jump the boat. With these massive skyscraper docks that we have here. Alright, so we're looking for 11.9 RPS on the engines when we're in here. So it looks like it's still neutered a little bit, but it's getting better. See where we're at here. So let's go up to, let's do 14.5. It might be on the hairy edge of it anyway. But, you know, this isn't going to backflip with this little, like we're within a couple RPS, it's not going to backflip. The reason why new players get backflips is, like I said, their engines will be going 10 when they're underway, and their max RPS is at 30. If we did that, it would backflip, because it's trying to go 3 times. Yeah, so I way neutered it. It's we're looking a little bit better now. We might just keep it at 15. Because that's not going to hurt it at 15. We'll keep it there. That was working fine. But that's how you would do it. You would essentially, you don't want the differential too much. So that's the problem new players are having is, again, they set their max RPS to 30, and they're limited to 10 because of the water resistance. And then as soon as that prop comes out of the water, it goes, okay, let's go 30. We can go 30 now. We don't have any resistance. And then it goes back in the water, and it goes, oh no, and it flips the boat. But now we're tuned in really well, so gained a little bit of speed. We're up to 18. We get a knot. And we should be at the point now where this will never come out. I don't think the props have ever come out of the water in my testing. We'll go and give it a quick test. We'll go 100% wind here. All right, let's go ahead, 100% wind. We're back to normal. All right, so going into the wind is the greatest likelihood of that happening. So the system I'm using for stability is it maintains the altitude on the stern. So every time we go over the wave, it tries to maintain the propellers, keep them in the water. So you see how it keeps pushing the stern down? The propellers never completely come out of the water. So like this boat will probably never have a problem. And again, they'll only spin up about 3 RPS, so 3 RPS differential probably isn't going to flip the boat anyway. But if you had a 20 RPS differential, there's a good chance you flip the boat. So, hope that makes sense. Let's read some chat. Thanks, Rasmus. Just your comment there. Yeah, yes. It's good timing. So, like, see, it constantly keeps the stern in. So, this system, the altimeter maintains the stern, and the tilt sensor maintains the bow. So it will still, and it's, you know, if you made it so that the p-value is too high on the bow, it would crash through the waves. But notice how it goes nice up and over the waves, and that's because the p-value is low enough where it allows it to, it slowly reacts, so it will slowly start to go up the wave, and then it will slowly start to crash down. It gives a much more natural motion. If I had a really high p-value, it would crash right through the wave, and it would be like an airplane just flying through the water. Like here's a big wave, crashed a little bit through that one, but it tried to go up and over it. So most of them, as you can see, it will go up and over, and it acts pretty naturally. So there it falls down gently. So 100% wind, no problems. You know, it was like with the New Player Career Build Series episode I did on stability, was to show people, like, this is what a new player experiences and why they get frustrated with the game. They have a boat that flies. Oh my god, this is unrealistic. Oh my god, the game sucks. And, like, legitimately, in that video, I think it was like 20 minutes long, you learn how to make that never happen again. And so you learn that, okay, it's not something to freak out about. Something you can easily change, and the benefit of that is we can make anything an airplane we want, you know, and that's the benefit. When people ask for this game to be super realistic, I don't think a lot of them understand what they're asking for. And I'm not talking about like the people who really know a lot of the physics and the mechanics of how all this stuff works. It's the people who like think that the problems they're having in game would be solved if the game was more realistic, and they don't realize that the reason they're having these problems is they don't understand the mechanics. And if you made it super realistic, they would not understand how to make it work in real life either, you know. And so that it's actually kind of better to have the game. Like, see, we just came out of the water. The propellers never spinned up high enough to do any sort of backflip or any sort of nonsense. There we go. Thought we were going to come out on that one, but no. Stability system's working too well. But, you know, you add all those factors together, doing things like stability system, all that, like, you know, you can really get stuff to be pretty stable. Like, this is 100% wind. Like, we could go out in this all day long. Because of the inherent stability things we did on day one, this boat, it prefers to be upright. Now, if I left the door open and this flooded, if it counts the mass of the water in there, theoretically it won't come back down. But as long as this door is closed, this boat should be able to flip over and right itself. So we'll go test that out, but... let's try to bring this back to the workbench, see if it comes back to the workbench fine. Yeah, it just, I don't know what happened that one time. It misbehaved. All right, let's go ahead and take the PID tuner out of there again. Let's get symmetry off. All right, PID tuner's out again. Let's save it. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll grab the whole boat. I need to fix this. Let's fix this real quick before I screw around too much. Just an electrical problem. Okay, good. Let's see, what was I gonna do? I plug it into the right thing? I did. Okay. Let's go ahead and save this again because I made a change. All right, let's flip it on its let's flip it on its side, and then we'll flip it upside down, and we'll see if it will right itself. You know, if we look, the center of gravity is just below the water line, so it should favor it. If it's upside down, it may not want to flip over. It's like you would need it to be quite a bit further to the south. So if it goes completely over, it may not want to right itself, but it should right itself if it's 90 degrees. I didn't want to drop it, and I don't want the wind on. Wind, stop. Grab. Okay. All the way down. Alright, so see, it rights itself because the fundamentals are there. It's fundamentally heavier on the bottom than it is on the top. And because of that, it wants to sit upright. So I could flip it up all the way upside down. There's a good chance that with it all the way upside down, it may not come back up because it's just barely to the south of the waterline. Yeah, see, that's not enough, but we could probably, like, if we get on it and rocked and rolled it, we might be able to get it to roll. But, yeah. And this is turtling. You get boats in real life that if they turtle, then they're not going to come back up. You really need a low center of gravity to keep it from doing that. So you need to drop it quite a bit to get it to not completely turtle. But on its, like, you know, this will go 90 degrees and it will tip right back up. So, you know, that's a little bit extreme. You know, you even have sailboats which will have weighted keels that once they turtle, they're turtled. They're not coming back up. Tsunami should be fine. A tsunami. Tsunami's not a big deal. We could run a tsunami. I don't know. It's probably been a year since I've even put a tsunami on. We'll do my one tsunami of the year. That's it. Where the hell is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? How is it? Where is the tsunami? There it is. Is that it? That island over there. That's got to be it over there. That's not... I don't think there's an island over there that big, is there? No, that's the mainland. What the hell island is that? That's got to be it. That's it. Yeah. Does liquid move around in the fluid tank? It does move around. You can add like central baffles. Like, say for example, you had a tank that stretched all the way from port to starboard. You will get situations where if you roll port, it will stay port because of the tank. So if you put a central ballast, it would only allow 50% to go all the way to port. If you quad the tank, then you only have 25% going all the way to port. So yeah, you can baffle. Taking no screenshots of this tsunami business. So I'm curious when the Q&A is going to be. They said they're not announcing the Q&A right now. I don't know why anyone uses tsunami. It doesn't interest me. Yeah. Probably hit it at an angle, we would have been fine. Alright, that's the last tsunami of the year. Do one. That's it. Put that away. Save that. Not a fan of the natural disaster nonsense. It's not going to get rid of it, huh? Okay. Alright, so I think we'll wrap up there. Got a bunch done today. Let's see. Make sure I save that. Alright, good. Let's go ahead. I think we'll wrap up there. Let's go ahead and thank the members. Alright, special thanks to the members Side of Mountain, Connor Boyle, Danny, Sergeant Chaos, Aaron Repairs All, Rasmus Johnson, Manda VR, and Anton Anderson. Thank you guys for being members. Thank you to Chicken Store for being a patron if you guys are interested in any of that. You can look down in the description below. There are also super chats available if you so desire. Thank you to all the subscribers. If you enjoyed the video and you have yet to subscribe, please consider subscribing. And if you like this video or any of the other ones, please give it a thumbs up. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.